History isn't always about grand battles and epic speeches. Sometimes it's just plain weird. Get ready, because we're diving into 5 of the most bizarre, head-scratching moments that are 100% real. First up, imagine you're Napoleon Bonaparte, the most powerful man in Europe. You've just signed a peace treaty and want to celebrate with a good old-fashioned rabbit hunt. What could go wrong? Well, in 1807, Napoleon's chief of staff organized just that. But instead of wild rabbits, he bought thousands of tame ones from local farmers. When the cages were opened, the rabbits didn't scatter in fear. Instead, they saw Napoleon as a giant, walking head of lettuce. Hundreds, then thousands, of fluffy bunnies charged straight for the emperor. His guards tried to beat them back with riding crops, but it was no use. The bunnies swarmed him, climbing up his legs. The great general had to beat a hasty and probably very embarrassing retreat back to his carriage, with bunnies nipping at his heels. The conqueror of Europe was conquered by a fluffy horde. Next, we travel to 1518 Strasbourg, where a woman known as Frau Trophia stepped into the street and just started dancing. No music, no celebration, just frantic, silent dancing. Within a week, 30 more people had joined her. Within a month, that number swelled to over 400. The authorities were baffled. They figured the only cure was more dancing. So they cleared out guild halls and even built a stage, hoping the afflicted would dance the fever out of their systems. It had the opposite effect. Exhaustion, heart attacks, and strokes took their toll. The dancing plague, as it came to be known, remains one of history's most mysterious and deadly parties. To this day, nobody is entirely sure what caused it. Mass hysteria, a strange kind of food poisoning. Whatever it was a dance to the death. Let's fast forward to 1992, to the middle of the Pacific Ocean. A cargo ship heading from Hong Kong to America hit a nasty storm. One of its containers, holding 28,000 rubber ducks, bath turtles, and frogs, was washed overboard. You might think that's the end of the story, but it was just the beginning. These little bath toys, which came to be known as the friendly floaties, embarked on an epic global voyage. For years, they washed up on shores all around the world, from Alaska to Australia, even getting frozen in Arctic ice. Oceanographers used their journey to map ocean currents, turning an accident into a massive scientific experiment. So, if you ever find a faded rubber duck on a remote beach, it might just be a world-famous explorer. Have you ever heard of the Great Emu War? It sounds like a cartoon, but in 1932, it was deadly serious for the farmers of Western Australia. After World War I, thousands of ex-soldiers were given land to farm, but they soon faced an unexpected enemy: 20,000 emus. These giant, flightless birds were migrating and destroying all their wheat crops. The farmers, many of them veterans, begged the government for help. The solution: deploy the military. The Australian Army sent a major and to soldiers armed with 2 Lewis machine guns to declare war on the birds. But the emus proved to be tactical geniuses. They'd split into small groups, running erratically, making them nearly impossible targets. After a month of failed attempts and thousands of wasted bullets, the military withdrew in defeat. The emus had won. The headlines were merciless. The final score: emus 1, Australian Army 0. Finally, let's talk about the time London's River Thames caught on fire. Yes, the river. Throughout the 19th century, London was the heart of the Industrial Revolution, and the Thames became its personal dumping ground. It was filled with industrial waste, raw sewage, and all sorts of flammable chemicals from nearby factories. The river was so polluted, it was declared biologically dead. In 1858, during an event called the Great Stink, the smell was so bad it nearly shut down Parliament. Then, on several occasions, this toxic soup actually ignited. Imagine looking out your window and seeing your river in flames. These fires, along with the unbearable stench, finally forced the government to act, leading to the construction of London's modern sewer system. It was a smelly, fiery, and truly bizarre wake-up call. From bunny ambushes to river fires, history proves that truth is often stranger than fiction. What other weird historical events should we cover? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more trips down the rabbit hole of history. See you next time.